since we're talking about acting, put up the. I'm not going to do this to you the entire show, but this just happened to be because you're talking about acting. Can you put up the thing where he's talking to? Yeah, there you go. This is after. Well, wait before you start it. So I look you up on IMDb. You got like 50 fucking credits.
You hear that,
You've been doing it for like the last fucking 40 years. Okay, play this.
You hear my voice a couple times.
Boring. I was only interested in acting. Rogan would always be, back then, Rogan was like, do stand up. I was like, no, I want to be an actor. Do stand up. I'd be in acting class. We got in fights, like fucking at dinner. Do fucking this acting class. Get the fuck out of here. Start doing stand up.
What's your passion more for now?
Stand up 100%. Don't like acting. Never did like acting. Never been on a set where I didn't want it to be over. How about that?
Is that true?
Yeah.
All right. So after 40 years of acting,
yes.
Is it possible maybe that you just aged out? Well, but no. Let me ask you this question first: if Steven Spielberg or Jim Cameron or
the answer is yes. Yeah. Before I even said anything, the answer is yes.
Okay.
What do you want me to do? Play a wave? Well, I'll do anything. Yes.
Okay. Now.
Always.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Look, it's a little bit like. Maybe acting is a little bit like skiing. Skiing is great. It's the cold and the equipment and the waiting in line and this chairlift and I don't like any of that stuff. And I think something about acting, maybe it's the hours, the waking up early, the having to wait for your.
You don't wake up early
line.
Normally.
Well,
you don't
when
get
I do,
up at fucking 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yes, but that's for kung fu. and meditation. Sorry, everybody. Kung fu is Chinese for kung fu. I apologize. I trained in Shanghai, but anyway. But yes, but there's something about the process and the tedium and the peculiar way one must sort of hold on to their energy when you see someone who can do that in pieces. I love theater. Theater is the best. I love stand-up. I love communicating with an audience. When you do a play, God, I love doing
Not quite as much money involved.
Unfortunately, yeah. I got alimony. But yeah, you're not gonna make any money. But the idea that I could have been, if you said you will always be able to do Shakespeare or just Broadway, my God, what a life. You know, Nathan Lane and people like that who made a career.
But if you were, and by the way, let me ask you about the movie that you were in it's called Warriors?
Yes, Warrior.
Okay, I'm under the impression, because I think I heard you say it, that you put that director and you put that writer together.
Yes.
Those guys had not ever met before, and it was because do you feel it was because of you that movie got made?
No, I would never say that, because Gavin O'Connor was always already writing the movie. What happened was he was writing with somebody, and I think they were just missing. Something was missing. They just sometimes a director and a writer don't necessarily connect as well or gel. He wasn't satisfied. And I was with the Anthony Tambak as the writer, and he was my friend, and he was tutoring, and he was a writer and just couldn't get anybody to read anything. And he said, I got to get out of here. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I'm going back to Connecticut or something. And I said, well, he goes, I just can't get any work. I can't get anybody to read my stuff. And I said, well, let me see what you have. And he came over with a box of scripts. And you live in LA, and everybody, your dentist has a script.
Of course.
Everybody has a script. and right, everybody. I've been writing a script. You're a fucking dentist. I'll read it. So I read 3 things, and they're the best things I've ever read. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I call Gavin.
What's the name of the guy? What's the name of the writer?
His name is Anthony Tambak.
Okay.
And I think he lives in Austin now. But I say to Gavin, I said, you got to read this. Long story short, he's just busy. You can't get anybody in LA to read it. He's too busy. He's doing 1,000 things. But he left his glasses at my house, his prescription sunglasses. Mm-hmm. And I say to him, I'll drive them to your house, because he had to go to the Palm Beach or something. I mean, to Palm Desert. And I said, I'll drive them to your house if you read one script of his. Wow. And I did. I drove it. And then I remember I got a text or something, or a call, and he said, I feel like I've been hit in the gut.
Wow.
He said...
This is the director.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then he started reading more, and then the rest is history.
Wow.
And then he hired Anthony. And
Way cool.
And they wrote that. And they gave me that part. You know, they wanted Rogan at first. And I remember I texted Rogan, I said, hey, they want you for this movie. And Joe said, honestly, if I'm so busy, if it's not for a shitload of cash, I don't care. And he was already at that point back then. That was 16 years ago almost.
Yeah. And what's the name of the two leads in it?
Joel Edgerton and Thomas Hardy. Tom Hardy, who now become
what's Thomas Hardy like to be around? Because I watched him in Peaky Blinders. And once I saw him in Peaky Blinders, I was I've now watched everything. What is he like as an actor, as a
Well, I had a great relationship with him. I mean, he was a great guy.
Okay,
and a sweet guy, but he's an actor, man.
Yeah, I know he is. He's a great actor.
He's in character and he's doing the character, and it's not like he's joking
Both
around.
of them are, by the way, but him. Yeah, go ahead.
We had children at the same age, and we talked about that a couple of times. And we'd go out, and I'd see him, and we'd hang out a little bit because he wasn't famous then.
Right.
But I remember Frank Grillo telling me, because he was with CAA, he said they're going to make him the Prince of Hollywood. He's about to be the Prince of Hollywood.
Yeah.
This is going to be, because he did that movie Bronson. This guy's undeniable.
No, yeah.
It's like working with Joaquin Phoenix. I did the Joker.
I've heard it.
I wasn't on the, but watching him work for 4 days, you go, well, I can't hold that. It's like that Daniel Day-Lewis thing. It's like I can't hold that character. Yeah, I don't know how you do that. That's just a level of discipline, So yeah, you're gonna win an Oscar there. If they tell you to lose weight and all you do is smoke cigarettes and eat one apple a day, for 3 months, that's the kind of guy he is. He's got that kind of mind. Hardy's maybe a little different than that. He's just prodigiously talented and just loves it. He clearly has sort of this deep emotional intelligence. What was interesting about Tom Hardy, I noticed he's from England. He's got this accent. He's talking like this, he's got this thing, and he spoke in an American accent for he was, and even when he was out in Pittsburgh, there he was studying people, and he took on that sort of those Americanisms that you could see him doing, even when he wasn't on set. So, he's just the amount of working out he was doing to get himself looking like a fighter was otherworldly.
I'm sure that Joe Rogan was busy at the time, but it was smart of him not to play that role.
Yeah.
And as well as you played it, that's a fucking horrible role to have.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of arc when it comes to
arc. There's not a lot of. Let me use the word again. Gravitas, guys. Gravitas. And I never use it twice on a podcast. No, it's Latin. I'm glad, but je parle français. Anyway. Yeah. Je parle français couramment.
So if somebody comes along like Tom Hardy and says, "Listen, Bryan, I got this thing I'm doing."
Yes. Sorry, guys. Right. Was that a real? Okay, sorry. Yeah. No. Listen, I'm a whore for the giggle, and and if you were going to put me on set somewhere, I'll say yes.
Yeah. Well, I understand the fact that being on the set a lot of times is fucking waiting around doing nothing. You don't seem like to have that kind of personality where you're. Well, now everybody's got their fucking phones, so they can be doing their podcast. And what's that?
I hate that too, though. I don't like being
on people
my phone.
On the phone.
I don't like waiting around like that.
You don't like waiting
Very
around.
Tough.
Yeah. Well, it's like being in the military. If you want to, you don't want to wait around. Being an actor is going to be a very, very difficult thing for you to be.
Yeah.
And
Military's different. The military's different. When I'm in my sniper perch, I can't really talk about it. You guys keep waking up free every morning. I'll do what I do. But when
Took after your dad.
Yeah,
right?
when I'm my sniper perch, I slow my heart rate down, and I wait for the enemy.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
No,
what were you saying?
No, I don't
Flashback.
know what I don't know what I was saying.